We interrupt this Big Willie video for an important announcement.
Are you sick and tired of walking around on your own 2 feet like some kind of medieval peasant? Don't you wish there was a better way to get from point A to point B? Well, now there is. Introducing the Schedule 1 console. Just fire it up, tweak a few settings, and you could be breaking the laws of physics in under 10 seconds, all without disabling any achievements. Why settle for walking when you could be jumping like you're on the moon, flying like an off-brand Iron Man, or tearing through the town in a stolen police car? The Schedule 1 console, because walking is for NPCs. Order now and we'll throw in a free lifetime supply of our patented alien balls, made with my grandmother's special recipe.
Now back to our regularly scheduled programming. Take it away, Willie.
And now that you've got your shiny new console, I might as well show you how to actually use it. Because if I'm being real, some of these commands, they're about as straightforward as IKEA instructions. You see, Schedule 1's console commands can get a little cryptic, so I did what any sane person would do. I reverse engineered every single one of them. And oh boy, I found some juicy stuff. Stuff that even I had never heard about before. So even if you think you've memorized the entire console, trust me, you're gonna wanna stick around for this. I found out how to teleport across the map, gave myself items that were completely removed from the game, and even got access to hidden background systems that were quietly running in the shadows this entire time. But before we can do any of that, you first have to open up the console. And to open it up, all you gotta do is go to your settings, click this button, and read the very official looking sentence. Press tilde to toggle. But is that how it actually works? You see, the game is a filthy liar. Tilde isn't actually the key that opens the console. It's technically the backtick. Now, you may think they're basically the same thing because they're both on the same key, but the truth is, they're only the same key on American English keyboards. Which means if you're using literally any other keyboard layout, the console just won't open. So to fix this, we go into Windows Settings, then to Time and Language, add the English United States keyboard layout, and just like that, you can now use the tilde backtick key combo. Now to switch to this keyboard layout, all you have to do is press Ctrl and Shift, and then select English. Then hit the key above your tab, that's the backtick on US layouts, and the console should pop right up. And when you're done, just Ctrl Shift back to your normal layout. Easy as pie. Alright, now that you've been turned into a red-blooded, beer-loving, freedom-ringing American, we can finally open up this bad boy and type in our very first command. The spawn vehicle command lets you spawn in any vehicle in the game, and it automatically marks that vehicle as owned, so you can just jump in and start driving it right away. Most of the list is exactly what you'd expect. The Shitbox, Hound Dog, Bruiser, Dinkler, Cheetah, and of course, the trusty Viper. But because it allows us to spawn in any vehicle, if we just add _police to the end of the Shitbox and the Bruiser, it also gives us the police cars. But there is a catch. These cop cars don't have sirens, so you're just gonna have to make the sounds yourself, like this. Wee woo, wee woo, wee woo, wee woo. And if you happen to get caught by the cops in your brand new, not so legally obtained car, you can use the lower wanted command to cool things down. But this command only knocks your wanted level down by 1 each time you use it, so if you're in deep shit, you should probably just use the clear wanted command instead, because it wipes out everything. And if for some reason you actually want the cops chasing you, you can use the raise wanted command to do the exact opposite and get the full force right on your tail. Want everything to move faster? Deliveries, growth, the day-night cycle? That's where set time scale comes in. And if you need to jump to a specific time of day, just use set time and skip the wait entirely. But if you're really trying to save time, well, the next few commands are where things get really interesting. The grow plants command automatically sets all of your plants to fully grown. Then we have the set move speed and set jump force commands, which let you zip and bounce around the map like a damn kangaroo. Shout out all the Aussies. But the real game changer, the real time saver, my personal favorite and the holy grail of console command, clear trash. It's so useful even the developer recommends running it regularly. You see, trash never despawns in Schedule 1, so if you just let it pile up, your game's performance is going to take a serious hit. Using the clear trash command keeps things running smooth, and it also means you can fire those useless cleaners and hire someone way more valuable, like a botanist. who actually grows weed for you. And you know what you can do with all that extra weed? Package it up into a jar, brick, or baggie using the package product command. And if you want to tweak the quality, just use set quality to switch between trash, poor, standard, premium, and even heavenly. But weed is boring. If you really want to unlock hidden goodies and cut content, the give command is where the fun really begins. You see, the give command dumps any item in the game straight into your inventory. Just type the item name without spaces, plus how many you actually want, and as long as you've got room in your inventory, it's going to magically appear in your pockets. But here's the kicker. There's some cut items that only show up with the give command, like test weed, biker crank, glass, and baby blue from Breaking Bad. There's also some oddball items in there, like the police flashlight, a totally deleted object called Big Sprinkler, and some weird stuff like energy drink effects and cuke effects. But once you've loaded up your inventory with these secret toys, you're gonna need a way to clean house. And that's where the clear inventory command saves the day. Just type it in and poof, your entire inventory disappears. No more waiting around for that painfully slow discard box. Wait, what's that in the box? Could it be? Oh my god, it is! It's the super secret console command that only works at gamersubs.gg. That's right, folks. Use this command at checkout and snag 10% off your Gamersubs order. It's a budget-friendly energy boost, and yes, I used it constantly while making this video. But if you're too broke to grab some Gamersubs, no worries. You can use the change cash or change balance commands to top up your funds instantly. The reason these commands are called change and not add is because you can also decrease your cash with it. So if you accidentally go overboard, you can just dial it back down a bit. Here's a cool tidbit though. Internally, every online transaction is tracked in a ledger. When you give yourself cash, it says added by developer console. Now, this ledger isn't visible or saved anywhere in the game, but maybe Tyler planned to build a full transaction history, kinda like the ATMs in GTA. And now that you got all this cash, you're probably thinking, awesome, I can finally afford that fancy red barn. But honestly, you don't even need money for that. Because with the set owned command, you can grab basically every property and business completely for free. The post office? All yours. Bungalow? Signed over. Taco Ticklers? Locked down. In fact, you can even own the Hyland Manor with this command. Now, it doesn't open the gate, but if you manage to jump inside the fence, you can open the door and even turn on the lights. But with all these new properties at your disposal, you're gonna need a faster way to get around. Which brings us to the teleport command. This bad boy lets you instantly jump to every property, business, and even a few special spots around town. Here's the full list. If you're wondering about that cabin, well, it's non-functional and completely disabled. It was probably meant to teleport you to Geraldine's shack out in Westville. And if you want to know why that little shack used to be such a big deal, check out the mixing video I just dropped. I expose all of Geraldine's dirty little secrets. But speaking of secrets, this next command is how I capture almost all of the footage for my videos. Free Cam. Free Cam lets you enter no clip mode, meaning you can fly through the world without any restrictions. Use space to rise up, control to drop down, the scroll wheel to adjust your speed, and hold shift to zoom around faster. You can even fly inside buildings for those perfect unseen angles. Great for scoping out secrets or spying on your favorite NPCs. Oh, you don't have him unlocked yet? Well, you can skip the whole getting to know you phase entirely with the set unlocked and set relationship commands. With set unlocked, you can instantly make any character available. No more waiting around, no more samples. Just pop in their character ID and they're ready to buy some drugs. But unlocking the NPCs is just the start, because the set relationship command lets you crank up how much they actually like you, on a scale from 0 to 5. Want them to hate your guts? Set it to 0. Want to roleplay that Jessie is your unstable, drug-addicted girlfriend? Set it to 5. The choice is all yours. Now, the next few commands are pretty self-explanatory, so let me speed through them real quick and we'll get back to the interesting ones. Set Stamina Reserve changes how much stamina you have, and Set Health changes how much health you have. Set Discovered automatically unlocks meth and coke, and Add XP adds XP. Add Employee adds an employee to a property. You can choose any property. Show and Hide FPS does exactly what it says it does. Bind ties a command to a specific key. Unbind removes the bind on a specific key. And Clear Binds removes all commands that have been bound to a key. And Save, well, it saves the game. And I'm sure that long list made you sleepy, or annoyed, or deeply concerned for my well-being. Or maybe you were just messing around with the Set Emotion command. This command lets you instantly change your character's current emotion with 12 preset moods to choose from. You got neutral, cheery, happy, concerned, annoyed, angry, surprised, scared, sleeping, meth, cocaine, and zombie. And you're going to be feeling like a zombie once I get done explaining the next two commands, because now we're going to talk about quests, and more importantly, how to bend them to your will using the console. When it comes to the quest, there are two commands you need to know: set quest state and set quest entry state. Let's start with set quest state. This one controls the overall status of the quest. Let's say you want to start the warehouse quest. Just type set quest state warehouse 1. Boom, it's active. And if you want to deactivate it, you change the 1 to a 0. And if you want to mark it entirely complete, you use a 2. Most of the other states, like failed or canceled, are mostly used for short-term gigs like phone contracts. Here's a quick tip: if the quest name has spaces, use underscores instead. Now, if you want more control, like skipping to a specific step in a quest, we gotta use set quest entry state. Think of quest like a checklist. Each step is an entry. For example, in the intro quest, Welcome to Hyland Point, entry 0 is checking your phone, entry 1 is calling Uncle Nelson, and entry 2 is grabbing the cash from the drop boxes. If you know the entry number, you can jump straight to it. Perfect for testing, speedrunning, or just skipping the boring parts. But there is a catch. The game doesn't tell you which entries actually exist. So unless you data mine the quests or manage to guess correctly, this command is kind of useless. But hey, useless is still better than being dangerous, because the list of commands on the screen right now can straight up brick your entire game if you don't know what you're doing. Use them at your own risk. You've been warned. But you know what's never risky? Staying silly.